Hey, what's up everybody? This is your boy Kenny and welcome back to KRS TV, and this is my review of the second season of Star. I love this fucking show, and I have to honestly say Star for me was more edgier and more gritty than Empire this season. Like, Star just really had me on the edge of my seat, and I was so here for it. First, let me apologize that I haven't been able to do the weekly videos that I normally do, but there's a lot that went down with me and my personal life, and people who follow me on social media, they know what was going on, and I actually thank everyone for the love and support they show me and my family. But Star was off the hook this fucking season. You hear me? Like, I was like, wow, so much went down. And I'm going to try my best not to make this a long one, but I'm going to try to, like, point out certain things that went down. And anything I missed, put it down in the comments. I love to hear your thoughts. Okay, but where I left off, we know that, Floyd Entertainment, that Hyle helped Charles Floyd get this new artist to get signed under Floyd Entertainment, and we come to find out that artist is Quavo, Quavo from the Migos. So he's back. So he's pretty much a part of Floyd Entertainment, and we already can tell there's like some tension between him and Noah, because when Noah was at the height of his career, Quavo was the opening act for him, but now the coin is flipped, and now Quavo's the shit, and now he's being signed to Floyd Entertainment, while Noah is signed to Midtown, which is a subsidiary label to Floyd. So we're seeing all this go on, and we actually see that what's the place? I think it was like Soundcheck or SoundClear. Pretty much the company that's supposed to be sponsoring this tour for Noah. Well, they don't want to get behind Noah because of Noah's past transgressions with alcohol and him, being violent and being arrested. They don't want to attach themselves to Noah. So pretty much the actual tours right now is like a no-go. So we see that damn Maurice, and I can definitely say this episode, the episode with Quavo, we started to see how much of a trifling snake Maurice really is. Because here it is, he goes over and literally starts to embellish, Quavo as to why he should head the tour. But Quavo's like, why the hell would I want to do that? I'm not even signed to Midtown. He's like, yeah, but think about all the drawbacks that you'll get. Think about all the opportunities you're gonna get, by aligning yourself with this Midtown tour. Think of how many avenues. Think of how many new avenues you'll create. So of course this starts to tick with him, and he's like, okay, fine, I'll do it, but I want to do a song with Alex. So this is gonna rub Noah some kind of way. And we see at the photo shoot or whatever, him and Noah get into it, and Noah hits him, and then Quavo pulls out a gun and shit, and I'm like, classic Migos shit. Because they off the hook, though. I love those guys. But he pretty much says that, man, y'all motherfuckers need me. I don't need this amateur-ass tour. Man, screw this shit. I'm done. I don't need this crap. And he walks away from the tour and everything. And he's already did the song with Alex, but he really trying to get at Alex, and that's what Noah was feeling some way about. And then we see Noah just sitting there. I'm like, Noah, you need your ass whooped with your spoiled, trifling ass. Then he goes crying to Carlotta, about, his career and all that, and she pretty much told him that, look, you can get back to where you were before, but it's going to take hard work, and you're going to have to reintroduce yourself. Right now they got the old Noah in their mind. You got to introduce him to who the new Noah is. And that's when he decided to hire her as his manager. So it's like again, we've seen Noah, and this is what I can say of Noah. Noah is a very codependent individual. He always seeks his stability or solace from somebody else. At first it was Star. Then it became Alex. Then it became Carlotta. So it's like, what he does is that he attaches himself to people and he relies on them for his stability and for his survival. And that's a very dangerous place to be, because you have to be willing to be able to stand on your own. Because at the end of the day, anything could happen. So he's not self-reliant whatsoever, and I think this is the demise, or this is pretty much one of the backlashes of Noah, is that he's not self-reliant. But so we see that go on with him. Another thing I started to notice is the fact that due to the fact that that Heil has this new alliance with Charles Floyd, Heil is getting a lot of favor on the label, while Take 3 is being pushed back on the shelf. It's like Andy and Angel are getting all of these opportunities. They're being seen with a new set of eyes, and it's as if, you know, it's as if Take 3 doesn't even exist. But the only thing that kept them on that tour was the fact that Iyanla went to go approach her father and pretty much told her father that, if you don't want me to come out about all these sexual allegations of you grabbing them by the pussy over the years, you're gonna put Take 3 on that tour. You got me, Daddy? So Take 3 got on the tour because Iyanla, you know, stepped in and helped them out. But we definitely see that there's still some tension within the group, because, you know, Alex is getting more notoriety. She's, you know, getting more opportunities. People want to work with her, and that was gonna happen anyway, because she is the multi-talent of the group. She writes, she produces, she arranges. You know, she's like the Quincy Jones, you know, of Take 3. So everybody from all likes in the industry are gonna want to work with her, because one, she's her father's a legend, but then she's making a name for herself as being a good producer. You know, she helped produce the song "So Sick," which is a hit for her and Noah. So of course she's getting all this notoriety, but we see with Star, it's not sitting with her very well, because we know how Star is from season 1. Star loves the spotlight. She loves the attention, and she will fight to the nail to get it. And we know that about Star. She will turn a bad situation into a publicity. To her, all publicity is good publicity. So she pretty much, you know, exploits her situation at any chance she gets, if it's going to get them some likes, and if it's going to get them noticed. She's not liking the fact that you know, Alex is getting more noticed than she is. And she also, I think, in a way, feels some kind of way because, well, one, it did get addressed. She finally did come out and say that her and Alex both were messing with that she was messing with Noah first before he started, you know, getting with Alex. And eventually, you know, we see later on in the season that Alex and Noah do end up getting together, especially after she sees that Derek and his therapist were real close. And, you know, she felt some kind of way about that, and next thing you know, she got up with Noah, and her and Noah got it in that damn camper. So that was that. And another thing that also went down was with Cotton. We actually see that Cotton had an opportunity to get rid of Omari, and she chose to let Omari go. But Miss Bruce was like, yeah, you might want to take that to your grave because, yeah, that shit can't come out that his ass still alive. And then, of course, Con was like, hell no, because my grandmother would kill my ass if she found out I let him live. So, we see that going on as far as her, that she let Omari live. But then we also get a shocker when this girl knocks on the door and says that she's looking for Arnold, who's her son's father. So we come to find out that damn Cotton got a son named Jaden. And the baby mother, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to slap the dog shit out of her. Because she was just all kind of disrespectful, was homophobic, was condescending. Well, I don't know what it is that you turned out to be, but I don't want that around my son, and oh my God, and I don't know what this is, and you know, I didn't, and then she had the nerve to drop him off and didn't even tell the boy who Cotton was. And pretty much says, well, I think it's something you should tell him yourself. Like, bitch, don't get mad that you knocked on the door, you didn't get what you wanted. If you weren't such a slut, you should have fucking told him beforehand that he had a kid. So obviously you knew he lived there. So it ain't like you didn't know where he was at. She really made me mad because she was just doing so much. And it was just so disrespectful. Because Cotton didn't deserve that shit. First of all, Cotton I applaud because even though this was thrown onto Cotton, Cotton stood up and took responsibilities as a parent. That she wanted to get to know her child. She wanted to know about him. And the little boy was just spoiled as shit. He was disrespectful. He was rude. You know, condescending to women and, you know, saying that I'm a boss, I'm this and I'm that. And like that damn Miss Bruce in place, she's like, oh boy, like he put his foot on the table. She's like, you get your feet off of that table, boy. What's wrong with you? I'm like, boy, don't get your ass whooped, because Miss Bruce will do it. And Cotton was like, you know, that's not really that. Like he's saying that, look, I'm a man, and that's what men do. And she said that is not what men do. He's like, what would you know about it? I was like, oh, this little motherfucker got a smart ass mouth. I'm like, so then we see later on, you know, he tells Cotton, I'm going to tell my mom that I never want to come back here again, and I never want to see you people again. And next thing you know, this fool passes out, and he starts foaming at the mouth. Come to find out, this boy is suffering from kidney failure, and he actually needs a kidney transplant, or he'll die. So we saw that go on. Then we also see that you know, they got an opportunity. Pretty much what Maurice trifling ass decided to do. He brings in this girl Natalie. Now Natalie is like she's like a marketing specialist as well as a promoter. So she's saying that what y'all need to do is that you guys need to build a fan base. So we're going to hit college campuses. So they go to this college campus to perform. And also, within this season, we get to learn a little bit more about Andy's sorry ass. Because I can't stand Andy for shit. Because Andy's trifling. Andy's trifling. And he's messy. And he's always doing some bullshit. I mean, he's like that kid that never got his ass whooped when he should have got an ass whooping. Because he's always doing something. We come to find out that Andy actually was raised by white parents. He was adopted by this very well-established white family. They're obviously very upper class. And he really has no connection to his blackness or his black roots. He says his only connection to being black was through music, was through Sammy Davis Jr. and people like that. You know, that's where he learned what it meant to be black, because the only black people he saw were probably the maids and the servants. but he had no black people that lived the lifestyle that he had. So here it is, they raised this black kid, but his father only is supporting him because he has this internship at Midtown, and they told him, without that internship, we will not support you because you need to have something solid. And this whole music thing, we're not supporting that, but we will support you while you're still an intern at this label, because maybe it'll make something out of you. Maybe you'll get a career out of it. You know, maybe it'll be a wake-up call that maybe you need to let this thing go. So of course Andy is totally against that, and it's kind of funny, his name is Andy and he's like my shade. Says a lot. Okay, so we pretty much see that the reason why Andy is the way he is because he's a black Anglo-Saxon. His skin is black, but that mind is white, because he's always trying to be in control. He's always trying to manipulate shit, and he's always making some very sinister moves. Because while Take 3's performing on stage, this dumbass pays off the sound guy to cut off their mics. So therefore, they had the crowd all hyping, you know, we're getting all this great energy, then all of a sudden now people are booing them. So of course this causes a problem. Star's ready to fuck him up, so she slashes his tires and she's ready to beat his ass. You know, because Star's always ready to go, and he's always talking big shit to Star, like saying that Star's a slut and she's a hoe, and you know, didn't you get around in middle school and all this shit. Like, he's always coming for Star, and for the life of me I couldn't really understand why. And it's because Star is more black than he is. Star's a white girl, but she grew up in the hood, so she definitely has that hood. She has that hood, you know, instinct about her. You know, it's natural. It is what it is. She's a white girl, but she grew up, you know, in the hood. She pretty much grew up in the trenches, where Andy had this privileged life. So here it is. He doesn't like Star because Star represents that type of blackness that he wish he had. And you know, while they're out while they you know, were, you know, doing a demonstration at the college campus or whatever, and also there was this damn groupie that kept throwing her ass at Noah, which really pissed Alex off. But the bitch was fresh as fuck, because later on she was like, well, bitch, he ain't wearing a ring. So I'm like, oh, so you know, so you admit that you being a slut and you trying to throw that ass on to Noah, even though you know that him and Alex are together. So that was crazy. But another thing that happened, you know, while they were doing like a demonstration or whatever, you know, at the college campus, you know, Andy decides to again fuck up their shit. So Star kind of steps up to him and is like, you know what? You just mad because you can't relate to nobody here. It ain't my fault you don't know who the hell you are. So I was like, Star be getting his ass, because also you saw him tear up and shit. I'm like, yeah, cry, you little bitch. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. You're just mad because Star has more of a connection to the black community than you do. So then we see that he kind of does this thing like where he's paying ode to Sammy Davis Jr. And I have to admit, Andy is incredibly talented. He's very talented, but he's an asshole. And I can't stand him for that. So we see that because of all his shady dealings, Maurice, you know, who's now running, who's pretty much now the head of the label now that Charles is not there, he pretty much makes a decision and fires Andy as being of being an intern at Midtown. He was like, dude, you damn near sabotaged the entire tour with your bullshit. So since you can't conduct yourself, you are no longer an intern at Midtown. And of course, this freaks him out because that means his parents are going to cut him off. And we saw earlier, he had ran into Cassie. Cassie kind of made a play for him, was like, yeah, I got you, baby. I can hook you up and I can do this and I can do that. Won't you come holler at me? And he's like, girl, please, I ain't doing all that. You all thirsty and shit. And she was like, yeah, but are you hungry? I was like, okay, Cassie. Yo, I have to say, Brandy deserves an NAACP Image Award, and she deserves an Emmy because she played the fuck out of Cassie this season. Cassie was a damn mess, and Cassie did not break. Cassie's the type of chick that she's the type of chick that she's not gonna take any shit, and you're not gonna get over on her. And at the end of the day, it's her way or no way, and that's just how the way she runs shit. And she's real cool. She's real, like, sneaky of how she does it, and it's so hilarious. Like, even when she first met Maurice, when he was dating Carlotta, she's, as soon as he walks away, she's all, oh, I was rolling. Like, Cassie is the business. She's hilarious. So we see that after he gets rejected from Midtown, then his old trifling black ass want to go and want to sing, if only for one night, to damn Cassie. So then him and Cassie starts messing around. Oh yeah, and another thing that ends up going down, they get another opportunity to perform, in New Orleans during Gay Pride. And we already see that Noah has some reservations about it. Like, he feels very uncomfortable and very uneasy when it comes down to the gay community. But, Carlotta's letting them know, like, look, this is a big opportunity for you. Women love you, men love you. And if you get the gay community, that's a big, fan base right there. And this will definitely orbit you to the next level. So if you get the kids, you definitely got a good majority of the fan base there. So they go to New Orleans, and there was pretty much this, there was like this attack. There was like this threat of a terrorist attack, on the gay pride weekend. So here they were locked up in their rooms, and damn Danielle, what's her name? Natalie, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Danielle. Natalie actually hired this security team, to kind of look after them, to make sure that they stayed in their rooms and that they stayed out of sight until they lifted the scare. So we also saw on this, while they were in New Orleans, Simone and Angel are now being tested with their relationship, because Angel wants to take their relationship to the next level, but the thing is, Simone is hesitant, and she's kind of standoffish. And then, of course, Andy, being an asshole, is like, well, I want to know why you haven't done it. It's because you still like girls? I mean, you were gay, weren't you? Weren't you into girls? And then all of a sudden Star slapped him and was like, leave my sister alone. And he's like, won't you stop with the hitting? And then Noah stepped in and was like, yo, why you always starting shit, man? Just leave her alone. Leave her, stop always trying to. And then he's like, stop always trying to poke at somebody. And then that's when that damn Noah started talking, and that's when that damn Andy started talking his shit and was like, oh, so it's funny that you want to get in the middle of this. I mean, don't think I ain't noticed that you've been acting real funny and standoffish the whole time we've been here, for gay pride and everything. Maybe it's because of what happened. Maybe it's because of what went down between you and your daddy. You're like, yeah, being Iyanna's assistant, yeah, I learned a lot. And, I learned a lot about all of the artists. We pretty much screened every single one of you. And from the looks of things, I heard about what happened with your dad, how he was on the DL and he left your mother for another man. Who knows? Maybe the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Boy, that damn Noah lost it and started to beat Andy's ass. And I'm like, see, Andy ain't gonna be happy till somebody pull a bullet in him. Because Andy just think he just gonna keep talking shit. He gonna keep trying people, and ain't nobody gonna see him. Like, he really is that bossed up that he think he just continue to just do bullshit and get away with it. But then we actually come to find out that is what's been troubling Noah. That his father was living a lie. He was on the DL, and he left his mom, for another man, which turned his mother to becoming an alcoholic, which is why Noah's an alcoholic. So we got to know a little bit more about Noah and his dysfunctional upbringing, which is why Noah is why he's a tragedy waiting to happen. And I say that because at the end of the season, we saw Noah in a way we never had before. And I'm gonna get to that. But we see that it was Star who got him to say that, look, you need to channel this into music. So they get into this gay club or whatever, and one of the guys was like, oh, so won't you tell me, Star, is Noah actually straight? And she was saying that it may be surprising to you, but some men are made for a woman. Sit down, bitch. And Noah goes in there and performs. He kills it. And, but because they do have a conversation, she was like, well, why you have all these issues with gays? Like, you get along with Cotton, you get along with Miss Bruce. You don't have no issues with them. And he says, of course I don't have any issues with them because they are who they are and they're honest about it. My father was not honest. He lied. He created a family only to deceive us. So I got it. It made sense. And, Star helped him to get his mojo back. So his, being in New Orleans turned out to be a success. But let's just say in this situation, Carlotta began to see Maurice for who he is. She started to see his shady dealings. She started to see that she overheard him and Natalie talking about how they're skimming money off the top and how they hired that high-ass security and that it's a company that's affiliated with her. So she's definitely getting money because she brought them on. So they just skimming money off the top, and then also she finds out that they're fucking. So all of a sudden, when they get back to Atlanta, she cocked the shit out of Maurice. Just went whop. I was like, I'm so glad she did because Maurice is a piece of shit. And we started to see that he's moving like a snake. Like, the whole time we thought that he was really with Carlotta and really with the girls, we see that now he's totally serving his own purpose. Because I remember when I started mentioning the whole triumvirate that was created between Heil, Charles Floyd, and Maurice. These three men were all in it that we're gonna rule this, and we're gonna be the men. We're pretty much gonna be the rulers, and damned anybody who gets in our way. So we already see that was going on, and Charles started this shit. He planted the seed, but obviously Maurice is taking it up because Charles was Maurice's idol. So we saw all that go down. Then we later on see that Iyanla comes back because there's an actual scandal involving Charles Floyd. And to come to find out, the victim was Gigi. The character that's played by Keke Palmer. He actually molested her at age 18, and that's when he signed her. So of course, this definitely is traumatic for her because this is something that she has been suppressing for years, and she's probably found other vices to deal with it, which we now realize she has because we find that out in the season finale, because she turned Noah on to some new shit. So we see that Gigi got some issues because here it is, she's been putting on this image, but personally, she's crippled and destroyed over the fact that she was damn near raped for a record deal. Or better yet, she was raped because if she didn't give up the pussy, she wasn't going to get shit. So she literally was forced to have sex with Charles Floyd for her career. So due to the fact that he had her career in his hands, and she said that the real reason why she came to Midtown was that she really wanted to literally slap Charles Floyd in his face, and she wanted to ruin him. But the reason why she didn't was because she saw a woman running the show, meaning Iyanla. So Iyanla inspired her, and that's why she kept quiet. But Iyanla's saying that no more keeping quiet. Time's up. So eventually she agrees, like, time's up, bitch. And she finally releases a statement that Charles Floyd had molested her at an early age. When she was 18. So we got that going. We also see that now Iyanla's back. She completely changes, the mode of business and everything. She's pretty much saying that due to that scandal, my father will not be back. So I will be taking control. And she pretty much was just giving Maurice dust. She was like, yeah, surprised to see me? I'm back, Maurice. She was just like, yeah, because she know Maurice is up her father's ass. So she was like, fuck Maurice. So we pretty much see that, she's back on, like, we're getting Noah on tour. And the tour is going to be behind him. And everybody's going to have to fall in line and do what they got to do. And another thing of business that she ended up doing is that she cut off Andy and Angel. And they're all mad at Hyle. But at the end of the day, it really was about the turn of the tide. Because when everything was going good for them, he aligned himself with Charles Floyd. But at the expense of giving up Iyanla to her father. So now that Iyanla's back, it's now tit for tat. I'm going to get rid of your ass because you tried to get rid of me. So now that things flip, Andy and Angel are out. And, Angel is pissed off because he's like, man, I'm getting tired of being crushed by your bullshit. You're dead to me. I don't want nothing to do with you. Screw you. You ruined my life. You ruined the one chance I had. And there you have it. So it was like their shit was done. So due to the fact that now the group's down, now that they've been dropped, that damn Andy decides to go mess around with he decides to go mess around with Cassie's ass. Him and Cassie are getting all freaky in the bed and shit. And he lets it be known that he needs money, for studio time to finish his album. So she kicked him a few bit of. She said, she tossed some money, like, okay, will that be enough to get you started? I can actually get you to work for me. You can make a little extra money so you can, have the money and do what you got to do. But she said, but first of all, you're going to have to put your mouth to work. So he goes down there to start eating her box. And next thing you know, we see that he drops off his car to this chop shop, and he already sees that, okay, he done got himself up into some shit, because he sees under the dashboard there's, like, all these appliances, drugs, you name it. And the dude is like, wow, Cassie always knows how to break in a virgin. So he's like, so you Cassie's new bitch, huh? And he's like, well, ain't no bitch here, Playboy. Ain't no bitch. I'm like, nigga, you're the bitch in this situation. Because what ends up happening is that he later on confronts Cassie. I'm not trying to be no drug dealer and all that. She's like, boy, stop it. You said you needed money, and I gave you a lane to make some money. And matter of fact, here, you ain't even got to pay Uncle Sam. So won't you go upstairs, run the shower, and I'll be in there with you in a minute. And while she was she had to take a call, and at the time she counting money and shit, and then all of a sudden this dumbass fool takes it upon himself to steal $15,000 off of her table. Now I'm like, Andy, you dumb piece of shit. You don't think she's not gonna know that $15,000 is missing? And do you realize that this chick is a drug pen? And if you fuck with them, they will not stop to shoot your ass down. and you gonna steal from her ass? So it just goes to show right there, Andy is a dumb motherfucker. He's completely stupid. Because next thing you know, we see that Cassie confronts one of her dudes at the chop shop that asks about the 15 G's. She just shoots his ass point blank. And all of a sudden we see Andy is shook. And she's like, "Let's go, boy!" And he just there like, I'm like, Andy is a fucking pathetic little mother. And like, he's just pathetic as hell. Cause like, dude, here it is now. You done got with this woman. You're already realizing that she's a part of some criminal activity, and you're gonna steal her money. What genius was that? And it's like he in his mind, he just like got thrown off. Like, whoa, I didn't see that shit coming. So also another thing that Ayanna does, she fires Natalie and Maurice because of all them kickbacks they was getting on tour. She was like, "Bitch, please, I don't care." But then Maurice batted for his job, and he was like, "You know what? You can't fire me because you know damn well I'm the best A&R guy in town, and you know you always looking for that next star, and I got that next star for you. I'ma find her. And I'm going to find that next star." And she says, "Okay, fine. Or pack your shit and get up out of here." So Natalie and him, chat up with each other. And she was saying that, why don't you check out the little dark-skinned girl, Alex? She's making a name for herself. Why don't you reach out to her? See if you can get her to, be solo. Because I'm saying the Crane girl is where it's at. So we see that he tries to go after, Alex, but Alex is dead set on take 3. See, even though she's getting opportunities, she's not trying to be a solo artist, and she's not trying to leave her group. She's establishing herself as a force that will actually help the group to be on a better platform. So I get where she's going with this, but Star is not seeing it that way. Star is seeing that she's getting all of this attention, she's getting all the notoriety, she's getting photo shoots, she's getting all of this shit, and she's not getting that. And Star is looking like, that should be me. So we see that Maurice tries to go after Alex, but then he goes after Star. And he's pretty much saying that, look, Alex is coming up. She's about to be a big star. And the question is, what's going to happen to you? And he literally starts to play devil's advocate and starts to play on her insecurities because he knows that Star wants it, and he knows that Star wants to be in that limelight. She wants that light for herself because we see that she's rehearsing and she talks with Hyle, and she opens up to Hyle that right now, Alex is doing her thing, but I keep looking, I'm thinking, that should be me. I should be getting the attention and the notoriety from take 3. Why is it that she's getting it and not me? And why is it that I'm the only one here by myself rehearsing? And little do you know, while they're having that conversation, that motherfucking snake ass Maurice is in the dark, all the way upstairs in the back, listening to everything. So now he realizes, okay, now I got an aim. She wants the limelight, but now I gotta play on her insecurities for her to take it. So pretty much he lets it be known that, okay, Alex gonna become a big star. Star, what you gonna do to stand out? How you gonna let it be known that you a force also? So what ended up happening was that take 3 was supposed to perform at this event, at this television performance. They supposed to be doing this television performance with Noah. Alex had a photo shoot which overran, so therefore she wasn't gonna be there in time, for the take 3 performance. But she has a song with Noah, so they said, okay, scrap take 3. We're gonna do, when Alex gets here, we're just, we're gonna give Noah the whole show, and he's gonna have, and then it was gonna close with a duet that is gonna close with a duet with him and Alex. So of course this pisses Star off. Star is not here for this shit. And again, she's pissed the fuck off that here it is, we dressed and ready for take 3, but it seemed to me take 3 keep getting put in the background for this bullshit. And then like Maurice is like, you know you can take this, you know you can make things happen because you're a killer. That damn evil ass motherfucker. Cause then Star was like, you know what? I always wonder why you keep calling me a killer. I must have said something to your ass that night because you've been saying it ever since then. I must have opened up to you about me killing my mother, and now you're using this shit against me. You know what? Screw you. I'm tired of men always playing games with me, and you ain't nothing but a motherfucker who's just trying to play games too. And he's saying that, look, all I'm saying is that Alex is about to walk away with the stardom of Take 3. Where's that going to leave you? So when it came down to that performance between Noah and Alex, Alex got there and was in the dressing room about to get her mic. That damn Starlin took her mic, got on stage with Noah, and she did the performance with him. But as soon as she got off that stage, that damn Alex met her with a good old slap like, you're garbage. And I was like, ooh. Because they all peeped the shit. And she was like, you know, what's going on with her? And then like Simone was like, I don't know. And then Alice was like, I know what's going on with her. She's being Star. When Star feels threatened, Star lashes out. And that's exactly what she did. And then after the fact, she's talking, Star's talking to Noah or whatever. And then all of a sudden when Noah leaves to talk to the press, they was like, oh, so what's going on? Are you and Alice breaking up? Is she, replacing Alice? And he was like, no, she was just helping out. Nobody can replace Alex. So that made Star feel some kind of way, like, oh, you putting Alice before me too. Okay, I'm seeing what the fuck is going on here. So we saw all that go down. Then we also see at the hospital with Cotton, little Jaden is fighting for his life. They don't need a donor, but that damn baby mother is starting to make me want to slap her ass, because when Cotton was like, I'll give blood, and she's like, well, I don't want him to give blood. Ain't no telling what it is you got or whatever it is you are. I'm like, bitch, you should have been punched in your fucking face, because didn't you knock on this man's doorstep and told him he had a child and he's been there? And he's the one that got the child to the hospital? You disrespectful bitch. I don't like that shit. I really don't, because that baby mother really pissed me off. Because here it is, you just got all this anger and aggression, but then Cotton kind of went at her, was like, you know what? I'm getting sick of your bullshit. You a hoe. You've always been a hoe, and you damn near raped me those years ago as to how which is why I'm surprised I even got a child, because I didn't even want to fuck you. You damn near forced yourself onto me. So I was like, ooh, okay. So yeah, it seemed to me, baby mama, you ain't nothing but a hood trick. Trying to act like you more than what you really are. But at the end of the day, it was a touching moment between Hyle and Jaden, his grandson. And the grandson was like, am I going to die? He's like, I'm not going to let you die. I will never let you die. I got you. So we see that they bonded. But they said that, look, we right now, we checked both of the parents. They don't have a matching kidney. So we need to so right now he's got to go on a waiting list to get one. But then, Haya was like, well, won't you check all of us? And, let's hope for the best. So we got that going on that end. So then we see Andy's bitch ass. Andy is dodging Cassie. Cassie's been hitting his ass up. He is dodging her. We see that Hyle is trying to make things right. So pretty much, Andy and Angel had a conversation. They said the only way we're going to be able to get out of our contract is if we split up. we just need to disband our duo, and that's the only way we can be free of our contract and free of Hyle. So they decided to split up. Hyle tries to go to reach out to Angel, but Angel blows him off and say that, and then also we come to find out that Angel, because we found out that his mother is Dominican and so was he. So really, he's an illegal immigrant living in the U.S. But the fact that she had him raised by Hyle's brother, that's what protected him. But she let him know that they're going to be coming after you. So he gets word that, immigration's looking for him. And Hyle wants to help him, but he's like, man, you can't help me, fool. You can barely help your damn self. You know what? Just stay out of my life and leave me the hell alone. And he kind of just leaves his contract at the door. Then he goes to run into Andy. Andy's dodging Cassie, whatever. He overhears the conversation, and he's like, yo, you talking about Cassie, Carlotta's sister? Yo, you don't want to mess with that one. She ain't nobody to play with. He's like, you know what? Won't you stay out my business, man? And besides, what the fuck you here anyway? He's like, look, I want to give you your contract. I just want to, I just want to clear the slate with you guys, and I just want the best for y'all. And then all of a sudden, that damn Andy starts talking shit to Hyle, and the next thing you know, there's a shootout, and, we see that Hyle protects Andy, and Hyle gets shot. And at first, they had us going, making us believe that Hyle actually survived it, because we see him and Carlotta interacting with each other, because we know at the end of the day the love of his life is Carlotta, and for her it's the same for Hyle. So they're interacting with each other. They go back to the old studio, where her and Mary used to record with Fifth Harmony, and they're kind of like going back and forth with each other. And then she says, "You're bleeding," and then we realize that was only a fantasy in Hyle's mind. The shooting was far worse, and he's literally in critical condition. He's in ICU, and everybody's at the hospital. And another thing that also happened in this episode before this all went down, Star Star and Alice are at each other's throats still. We're seeing that, we're also seeing that Carlotta is actually now forming more of an alliance with Iyanna. She says that she wants, them to get a better deal, and to show that they're more of an asset to the label, and that she wanted to revisit Taste 3's contract. She's like, okay, fine, I'll set up an album release date, and we'll change some of the conditions of their contract. So. And Iyanna's like, well, I'm glad they're not the only one that's stepping up their game, because they just now landed this big deal, They landed this big deal, with Spy House, whatever the name of the label, whatever the people that's supposed to be sponsoring the tour. We landed a great deal with we've learned a great opportunity with them, but we need you to be on your A game. But later on, Carlotta finds out that Noah's back to drinking again. And what prompted him to start drinking was when they were in New Orleans. He had this great run there and was getting a lot of notoriety. It put him back there, but then the sponsors wanted to back Alex because they loved how Alex was voguing and was getting her life during the ball. The ball that Miss Bruce performed in, and they performed, The Boss by Diana Ross. So the sponsors loved Alex, and they wanted to build something around her, which made damn Noah start drinking, because Noah is mad because it's not about him. And I said, if it was not about him, he get real simple and he gets real childlike. And I say he has a codependent relationship. And I think it stems from the fact that because he didn't have a stable relationship with his own parents, he's always looking for that codependency. And when he doesn't get it, he lashes out like a child. So he starts drinking. Carlotta finds out about it. She's like, see, this is the reason why that damn why they didn't want to work with you in the first place, and now you back to drinking again. And he was saying that, it's just to take the edge off, making excuses, because he's an addict. They get down to the actual event that, that he's supposed to be landing, Sound House. I think that's what they would call it, Sound House. And he's supposed to be doing an interview. Alex is supposed to be in there with him, but Alex is there, but she's talking to Stevie J, who's supposed, in this episode, Stevie J is playing a DJ. And he feels some kind of way because Alex is not right there by his side, that this fool can't even answer fucking questions. And he's just flipping the hell out. And then he's mad at Alex that Alex wasn't there. That Alex wasn't, didn't support him and shit. On the same token, Star is mad because Alex is getting all these opportunities. Everybody wants to talk to Alex, but no one's interacting with Star. And it's like she feels like she needs to make up her mind. Is it her solo career or take 3? But early on when Carlotta said that she was gonna rearrange that they were gonna rearrange their contract, she was like, and then Alex was like, okay, fine, I want to be able to do solo projects. And she's like, and the Star was like, but you're already doing that already. She's like, yeah, but now you won't have to be such a bitch every time I get an opportunity. So we see that there's a lot of tension in take 3, and that damn Maurice is still putting that adrenaline into Star to make her want to be a solo artist. So what Maurice does, he gets this hot ass track, and what happens is that Star comes in, she's mad as hell because she's mad that Alex is getting all these opportunities, and she's feeling like, take 3 is not even on her to-do list, and that she doesn't give a damn about the group. All she cares about is her own solo endeavors and shit. Because after she pulled that stunt, performing with Noah, we saw that Star had gave Jackson, old pretty boy that she was messing with, she gave his track to Maurice, and saying that, see if you can do something with that, because he's a producer. So she helped put him on. But then we see that Alex meets up with we see that Alex actually meets up with Jackson and says that, let me get on that track, I can do something with that. And he was saying that, well, she's saying that, don't you think that's gonna cause issue with Star? And Alex was like, I don't give a damn about her feelings right now, it's about business, let's do it. So they find out this new song, this new solo track that she's working on is with Jackson. So when she finds that out, she's really pissed off. And she comes in there, she's venting, she's mad, she's pissed, she's mad that she feels that Simone doesn't care and that Simone wants to quit the group. She's mad that Alice is getting all of this notoriety and she's not getting any of it. So she goes in the studio and pretty much lays down this diss track. And I have to say, this damn diss track was fire! Because she went in there and started spitting lines and was like, she talked about Simone and she talked about Simone and Angel. She starts talking about Alex and how she had Noah Brooks first, and she says, I told her the truth, but she didn't care. She got a man home in a wheelchair. I was rolling. I was like, this bitch is killing it. But the thing is, she was just there to vent. She really wasn't there to really record a track. But the shit was fire. And of course, Maurice recorded it, and she was saying that, hey, when she lets her know that, that Alice is working with Jackson, she's like, okay, release that shit. But then later on down the line, what ends up happening was that Hyle ends up dying, and his kidney goes to his grandson Jaden. So of course it's really wrecking. It's very emotional. As a matter of fact, it choked me up a bit because honestly, I recently just went through that in my personal life. And yeah, so it kind of struck that for me. And we actually come to also find out that the whole time Hyle and Carlotta were married. So here it is. She just lost her husband. Everybody's emotionally shocked because we know Hyle to be the guy with 9 lives. Hyle always came back. As many brushes he had with death since the first season, we weren't expecting him to. Everybody was saying that that boy got 9 lives. Them. Damn, this Bruce said. The Mexicans are resilient. She said he's Peruvian, fool. But Hyle ends up dying. So this definitely changes the whole dynamic with everybody involved. And then we actually see that Iyanna finds out that she's pregnant with Hyle's baby. So that's another thing. Then on their way to the funeral, that damn Noah is driving. He's actually under the influence. And he's going off at Alice because you weren't there for me. You supposed to have been there for me, and you weren't there for me. And here it was, you were too busy worrying about your own hustle, worrying about your own shit. You weren't worried about me. I'm like, she's an artist just like you, bitch. She had the right to be about her shit. You acting like as if she ain't show up at all for you. But you forget that she's an artist and she's getting some notoriety just like you. And you mean to tell me she had to be right there, right beside you, in order for you to do an interview? See, that's the shit with Noah, that weak shit that I can't stand about his ass. So, his ass is driving, he's been drinking, the damn police, pulled them over. He's not trying to get pulled over because he knows if he gets another DUI, that's the end of his career. So, Alex decides to switch places with him. And it was because of that his ass got saved. They end up going to the funeral. We see that as far as the hospital, everybody they were all trying to reach. We see that Andy was trying to reach Angel. Angel wasn't responding, but by the time Angel got to the hospital, it was too late. So now we see that Angel is reeked with grief at the funeral. He goes up to sing, soon and very soon we are going to see the King. So he up in there singing, but he can't really get through the song because he's so emotional. I know what that feels like too. So Carlotta goes up in there and she starts singing the song with them. And everybody's, soon and very soon we are going to see the King. So, and they pretty much close the casket on Hyle. And we see that another person that's reeked with grief is Andy, because he saved his life and he's probably questioning, I've been doing some crazy shit, I think that bullet may have been for me. But he gets a wake-up call because he leaves the church trying to get away and everything. All of a sudden you hear Cassie, why you dodging me, boy? And he's like, this ain't the time and place for this. She was like, you know what? You need to watch your tongue before I knock those teeth out of your mouth. You actually think I was going to let your black ass get away after you done boosted me for 15 G's? You know what? Give me my money. Or else next time we won't miss. And then your munchkin ass will be in the box going to see the King. I'm like, bitch! Oh! That shit had me dying. Because I was like, yo, Cassie gives no fucks. Then puts a bullet in his hand and gives him a kiss and walks back like, yeah, there's a bullet with your name on it, motherfucker, try me. And we see that damn Andy shook like shit. And I'm like, good, bitch. That's what you get when you play with the devil, you dumbass. And then after they are bringing out the casket, damn immigration shows up and they haul Angel away while he's carrying, while he's in the midst of helping to bury his uncle. They yank him, and this breaks down Simone, and that's pretty much where it ended from that point there. From that episode. Then it's like the aftermath of dealing with the fact that Hyle's gone, and you can feel the difference. you know, and, you know, at this time, you know, during the funeral, the girls, you know, mended their fences. They decided to work things out. And Star calls Maurice and lets him know, look, me and the girls have worked things out, you know, get rid of that diss track. This motherfucker calls Natalie and said, yeah, I want to drop a track. So the shit gonna get released. So they got their album release party going. Everybody's in good spirits. You know, they up in the salon turning up. Even Derek has shown up to get his to get his hair lined up. But then we also saw in the previous episode, him and Alex had a moment, and he pretty much says that, look, it doesn't have to be weird every time we're around each other, but if you need anything, I'll be here for you. I got your back. So I was like, see, they're starting to show that there's still a possibility between Alex and Derek, because the grandmother was right, and what's her name? Damn. Yeah, Miss Ruby. Yeah. So pretty much Miss Ruby was right, but then again, Miss Ruby was wrong on how she was stealing how she was stealing Derek's money and shit, you know, from his settlement, and was buying big screen TVs and all that shit. After that, you know, Derek was like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta move out. So Derek got his own place, but he still goes there to check up on her. And I think it was for the best, you know, because Miss Ruby was doing too damn much. But so we're pretty much seeing that now all of that has transpired. We see that they got the album release party. You know, they all in the salon, they're all happy and good spirits because they're about to do the album release party, you know, and, you know, they got an album done, and then on top of it, they're about to go on a national tour being the opening act for Noah and Gigi. Tell me why, while all this is going on, the damn diss track appears on the radio. And then at first, Miss Bruce was like, is this Star? I mean, she was like, wait, is this take 3? And they was like, nah. And then someone was like, no, it's just Star. And they're hearing all of the lyrics and everything. You know, she was going to try to shut it down, but then Alice was like, no, let the shit play. Let it play. And then she hears everything she's saying about Alex, about Noah Brooks, that she had Noah first, and that you know, Alice had a man at home in a wheelchair. So Derek heard that lyric too, and then next thing you know, it was never supposed to come out. I was venting, I was angry, I was upset, but it was never supposed to come out. Oh, that damn Alice is like, oh, you want to see upset? So she shoves Star. Star calls herself, I never ever wanted to fight you, Alex. But then she punches Alex, and Alex whooped Star's ass. Literally whooped her ass. Then they had the album release party. They had to play it all like everything is good. And you can still see the tensions there, because she was like, Carlotta's like, look, y'all better not embarrass me. Whatever little egos y'all got, y'all need to, leave it right here and go out there and sell this shit. And, Alice was like, everything is fine as long as Star checks her ego. And then Star was like, I said I was sorry, bitch. And she was like, whatever, you loving hip-hop reject. I was like, oh, shit. So they got that going on. Then it's like, what they showing is like, it's like 30 days into the tour. So each day they're showing different things happening. We see that due to the fact that Iyanla is back, she obviously hired back Andy as her intern. So now Andy is back working. But then that damn Cassie show up, and she's like, I want my money, Andy. And he's like, you crazy as fuck, you just can't be walking up in here like this. She's like, she don't give a fuck, nigga. This is some hood shit. You fuck with a hood bitch, you gotta fucking come correct. As you fuck with anybody from the hood, you better come correct. So he called himself trying to throw the meat on her. Come on, baby, don't I always take care of you? And she's like, ooh, go deeper. Ooh, this may buy you a week before I have to go on that, before I have to go to that coffee shop on Peach Street where your parents dine out every week. Why you ain't tell me they was white? I'm like, Cassie, you better stop. And she's like, and he's like, don't, you better stay away from my family. She says, well, that depends on you. And then put his finger back at his nose like, smell me, nigga, and walked out. I'm like, Cassie's a mess. So we pretty much see that also what's going on with Cassie along with Carlotta and Cotton. You know, they're trying to, you know, build after the death of Hyle, but we all know that Cassie was the one who killed Hyle, trying to kill Andy. So all of a sudden later on we see that Cotton thinks, I think I know who killed Hyle. It was Omari. I knew I was supposed to kill him, but I just couldn't go through with it. I just couldn't do it. And next thing you know, Carlotta slapped the shit out of Cotton, was like, you stupid bitch! Like, see, that's the fuck, I told your stupid ass to stop fucking with him anyway. And now he know you got a son too? Oh, I'ma kill this motherfucker. It's going down. And then Cassie's like, no, no, no. You can't be doing all that. See, you know, I got this. I'm gonna take care of this. But meantime, you get Cotton and her son out of town. I got you covered. So we see that going on. Then we see that Star confronts Maurice, and knowing that Maurice was the one who released the damn track, and he was like, "Hey, it's hot," you know, and she just kind of like flipped the fuck out and was like, cause like it was like he was ignoring her, and she's like, "Do I got your attention now?" And he's like, "Yeah, you got everybody's attention. The question is, what are you gonna do about it?" So we see that they're still doing promotion for their album, and while they're doing promotion, they get word that Star's diss track had got 7 million downloads. So that shit was crazy. And then, you know, the next thing you know, they actually have this performance, which was like a launch, you know, for the tour. So, and Take 3 was on the bill. So they out there performing and everything, and I love that song All the Way Up Here. They was jamming, they was doing the damn thing. They gave a great performance. But then all of a sudden the crowd started chanting, "Y'all know me, y'all know me, y'all know me," from Star's song. And of course, Star eats it up, and she starts putting the mic to the audience and shit. And I'm like, bitch, you literally was trying to get hype off of that diss track, and the two people you were dissing are standing on stage right next to you. Oh, Alex wasn't having that. Alex flipped and started to whoop her ass again. Star knocked Alex off the stage. You know, Soundhouse has said that, oh no, Take 3's out. They're not gonna be on this tour. You know, they can't even get through a performance. What makes you think they're gonna get through a national tour with this shit? So they said that Take 3's out. And then Maurice, being the snake, it was like, yo, you up this, but you know, it's obvious from the crowd reaction, your opening act is right there, meaning Star. Like, yeah, Star should actually go on tour as a solo artist. So of course, you know, this throws off Alex and Simone. Simone tells Alex, we no longer family. And Star's like, everything I've done has been for us. And she was like, stop with the lies. Bitch, you wanted this for you. So now she's on tour as a solo artist. Then we're seeing this damn Noah still wilding the fuck out, drinking and all this shit. You know, he gets arrested on a DUI and assault charge. He gets into it with Andy and ends up fighting a security guard and shit. Like, cause Andy wants Noah's spot. And that's the reason why he keeps coming for Noah, because Noah is where he wants to be. So Carlotta finds out about him getting arrested. She confronts him about it. This dumbass motherfucker has the nerve to get bossy with her and tell me something. You need to know your place. You work for me. As a matter of fact, you fired. So now this motherfucker starts feeling his damn self. Now you firing Carlotta, but yet if it wasn't for Carlotta, your black ass wouldn't have got that damn deal in the first place, nor would you even be relevant at this point. So we already see that, yeah, he's a simple motherfucker who literally is codependent on everybody to help him get to that, to help him to function, and he can't even do shit on his own. And of course, this caused problems between him and Alex, because Alex finds that he has a flask on him, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're literally just like my mother. You're an alcoholic just like her." He's like, "But I'll get rid of it." He's, yeah, and you'll get another one just like she does. And she's like, "I just can't do this no more." So next time we see him, he's on tour with Gigi. As I said, Gigi got her own vices, dealing with her shit, and her vice is cocaine. So she introduces his ass to cocaine, and she puts some on her chest and has her sniff it off. And we already can see there's probably going to be some toxic shit going on between the two of them now that they on tour together. And you know, they go perform and all that shit, and we see after the performance, this motherfucker falls off stage. This nigga literally collapses once he gets off stage, because he's just completely high out of his fucking mind. And we also see that Star is now realizing what she's done, because here it is, she's now performing I Bring Me, but she's performing it by herself, and she's looking for Simone and for Alex, and they're no longer there. So now she realizes she's alone, and she literally cried her ass off during that performance, because she now realizes she made a mistake. She made a decision that she can't take back, and now she's alone. So we see that Alex and Noah have a situation where she confronts him, and like she pretty much lets him know that, look, you're crumbling. Because first he starts talking all big shit to Starlight. No, this is what it is. I'm on top, and you just don't know what it is because you ain't never been here before. She's like, fool, we both in the same position. I'm alone, and you're alone, and you're crumbling. And you're crazy because you think all this makes you an artist. All this drugs and shit, all it does is makes you an addict. It doesn't make you Prince. It doesn't make you Michael Jackson. Just an addict. So we end up seeing that damn Noah and his simple punk ass is on the damn roof contemplating suicide. The question is, will he jump or not? Due to the fact that he's alone and he ain't got nobody to pull him down, he might just do it. But that's one of the cliffhangers, and we'll have to see when season 3 premieres what's going to happen with that. So another thing that went down, we see that Simone tries to reach out to Angel. Angel says that he's going to be deported, and he asks his lawyer to annul their marriage. And of course, Simone doesn't want that to happen. We also see that that Alex reaches out to Derek. You know, she realizes that she made a mistake with him. But she said that for some odd reason, I'm a lot like my father, because I'm always searching for something when I already had it. I had something great with you, but yet I was still always searching for something else, and I had something great. And she tried to make a move on him, and he was like, "Oh no, I got me a girl, and it's easy with her, and she doesn't lie to me," and walked back in the damn house. I was like, "Yeah, bitch, that's what happens when you play games. Bitch ain't like you just thought that he was gonna be that you were just gonna go back and everything was gonna be back. Oh no, bitch." But we see that towards the end he is still in love with Alice, because he tries to go because she decides to go to New York to go confront her father to find out why she's so screwed up. And we see that Derek tries to get on the plane, and he was like, "Yo, my damn girl on that plane." I was like, "Oh shit, that's what's up." So another thing that happened is that after Andy got threatened by Cassie, this dumb son of a bitch decides to try to steal the money from Midtown and tries to forge Iyanna's name on some checks. Iyanna catches him. It's about to call security. This motherfucker, hits her hand, and then we see there's a gun at her desk. They both wrestle for the gun, and she's telling Andy to let the damn gun go, and the damn gun goes off, and her ass gets shot. And I'm like, this motherfucker makes me sick. Ooh, Andy and his bitch ass. So he ends up calling someone, and he's like, I need you. We come to find out the person is Carlotta. Carlotta comes, she does what she does, she helps her out. She says the ambulance on the way. She said no ambulance. I just got shot in my office, because we saw her father came in there talking shit, saying that, yeah, right now it's under investigation, but if Trump can be president, so can I. And besides, who I'm going to let you run? Who's going to run this company? You? So she's like, oh no, I'm not going to give my father the satisfaction. He's not going to see me weak. But then she also lets her know that she's pregnant and it's Hyo's baby. We don't get word whether she lost the baby or not, but we later on find out that she did lose some blood, but she was okay and she survived and she's going to be back to work. But then she sits Andy's ass down and asks Andy what the hell was going on, because she says, I can't help you if you can't be real with me. You need to tell me everything, who you owe money to, and what made you do what you did. You know, what's going on. And he lets it be known that Hyo's bullet was for me. So she's like, okay. So she's like, so who killed Hyo? And she flips out. She's like, boy, you better answer me. Who killed him? And he lets it be known, your sister, Cassie. She's like, Cassie? My Cassie? You owe my sister money? Oh my God! What the hell did you do? And I'm like, Andy's a fucking idiot. And I'm like, yo, so we see later on, them two got, you know, she pretty much sits down with with Cassie, realizing that whole thing with Omari, that this bitch knew she killed Hyo and just wanted to pin it on Omari, so that kept her off the hook. But then all of a sudden they pull damn guns out on each other, and you know, we hear a bang. But personally, I don't think nobody got shot, but I think she definitely gonna whoop Cassie's ass though, because you know, you just killed the love of her life and killed the father of her child, and the whole time she thinking Omari did it. But but it's messed up that he was actually killed by someone that she respected and someone that she loved. Because we see that Cotton and Jaden are on their way to New York. Alice is on her way to New York, and Simone is on her way to the Dominican Republic. But then we see that there was an actual plane crash that happened mid-flight leaving Atlanta. We don't know who was on that plane. So we got a lot to look forward to when season 3 appears. But I was so here for this season. I loved every single minute of it. And as I said, this show has been, I have to say, Star was more entertaining than Empire was. But yeah, I can't wait for season 3. So that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. Subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll be back with the season premiere of Star. So until then, everybody, take care.